Hello friends, this video on System of Particles and Rotational Motion Part 4 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Discussion with center of mass. As I just gave a small introduction about center of mass, that it is nothing but the point where the entire mass or the whole mass of the object is assumed to be concentrated. I mean, it is not the reality, because the entire mass is not concentrated at one point. The entire mass is spread everywhere because the particles are spread everywhere. But this center of mass is a hypothetical concept. We assume that the entire mass of the particle is concentrated at this point. So now you will understand it better as we try to take an example and calculate the center of mass of the system. So first of all, we will start with center of mass of a two-particle system. Now let us suppose, now we know that every object which we see around us, that is made up of huge number of particles. But to start with, let us consider that we have a system which has only two particles. So that system we are calling as a two-particle system, just to keep things simpler at the beginning. Now let us suppose these are the two particles M1 and M2 which are forming the system. Right? Now, in order to measure the distances of M1 and M2, let us consider some point inside the rigid body as O. Let us suppose this is my origin. So, what is the distance of the first particle from origin? Let us call this distance as x1, and the distance of the second particle be x2. Right? So how do I define the center of mass of this two particle system? Because as I mentioned, center of mass is that point where we assume that the whole mass of the system is concentrated. So what is the total mass of this system? The total mass is M1 plus M2. Right? Total mass of the system. So the total mass of this system is M1 plus M2. So we assume that M1 plus M2 is concentrated at this point. That point is known as center of mass. So what would be the center of mass for this system? Center of mass will be denoted by the coordinate capital X, which will be equal to M1x1 plus M2x2 divided by M1 plus M2. So this is how we define the center of mass. So what will be, because center of mass is nothing but a point. So how do you define the coordinates of the center of mass? So the coordinate of the center of mass, that is the x coordinate, will be equal to M1x1 plus M2x2 divided by M1 plus M2. Right? Now let us assume that if M1 is equal to M2, if both the particles are of the same mass M, then what will be the value of the center of mass coordinate? It will be equal to Mx1 plus Mx2 divided by 2M. So this will be equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. That means if both the masses are equal, then the center of mass will lie exactly between x1 and x2, because x1 plus x2 divided by 2, that would mean this point. So the center of mass will lie exactly between the two masses. Right? So this is my definition of center of mass for a two-particle system. So similarly, we can extend this definition to an n-particle system. That means a system which has huge number of particles. So we can say that the center of mass of a two-particle system is the mass-weighted mean of x1 and x2. That is what it is. It is mass-weighted mean of x1 and x2. You would have heard this term mass-weighted mean in your statistics. Right? So x is nothing but product of the mass and the distance from the origin divided by the total mass of the system. Right? Now let us talk about the center of mass of an n-particle system. Well, before that, let us just discuss the special case when M1 is equal to M2. However, I mentioned in the previous slide that in this case, x will be equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So this is the center of mass. So center of mass of a two-particle system, each of same mass, lies exactly midway between the masses. Correct? Okay. Now let us talk about the center of mass of a system of particles. That means now we don't say that there are 2 particles in the system. Let us suppose that there are n particles in the system. So in that case, how do you define the center of mass? Now let us suppose instead of 2 masses m1 and m2, now you have m1, m2, m3, m4, m5, and so on up to mn. So there are so many particles in the system. So how will you define the center of mass in this case? Let us suppose this is my origin. So from origin this distance is x1, this distance is x2, this distance is x3, and so on. So how will you define the center of mass in this case? So in this case, the center of mass will be given by capital X, which is m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3 up to mn xn divided by the total mass of the system. What is the total mass of the system? It is nothing but m1 plus m2 plus m3 plus m4 up to mn. Right? So this can be written as summation of mi xi, where I is equal to 1 to n, divided by summation of mi, where I is equal to 1 to n. Now what is this summation of mi? This is nothing but the total mass of the object. So we can write it as capital M, if capital M is the total mass of the system. Right? So this is how we can define the center of mass. So the center of mass of a system of n particles is defined as summation of mi xi divided by the total mass of the system. Right? So now you see, right, why we started with the 2 particle system, because that made things simpler. So center of mass can be considered as the point where the entire mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated. Right? So we are considering that, let us suppose whatever is the value of this x, that x will be some point which will be lying somewhere here. So that x is the point where we assume that the entire mass of the system, that means the entire capital M, is lying at this point. Right? Okay. Now let us now talk about the center of mass in case of 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions, because till now whatever examples we considered, either for 2 particle system or n particle system, we assumed only the x-axis. Now let us consider it in 2 dimensions. What will happen in case of 2 dimension? Let us suppose if I consider a system having so many particles, m1, m2, m3, m4, and so on. So in 2 dimensions, each of these particles will be defined by 2 coordinates. Now let us suppose if I take this as my origin, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So in order to define the position of this particle, I will need both the coordinates, that is the x-coordinate and y-coordinate. Similarly, in order to define the position of m2, I need both x-coordinate value and y-coordinate value. Similarly, if I say that for this, let us suppose this is my system. So the center of mass of this system, let us suppose it is lying at this point. So in order to define my center of mass also, I need both the coordinates. So even to define my center of mass, I need capital X as well as capital Y. So how do I define capital X? The definition remains the same. Capital X is nothing but mi xi summation divided by the total mass of the system. Similarly, I can define my y coordinate as summation of mi summation over I divided by capital M. So the center of mass of this system in 2 dimensions can be determined with these values of x and y. Now similarly, if I talk about in 3 dimensions, that means not only in a plane but in space. If the rigid body is placed in space, that means every particle of the rigid body will be defined only by 3 coordinates, that is x, y and z. So in this case, my center of mass will also be defined only when I define all the 3 coordinates x, y and z. So how do I define x? That will be summation of mi xi divided by the total mass of the system. Similarly, y will be equal to summation of mi divided by capital M. Similarly, z will be equal to summation of mi divided by capital M. Right? So this is how we will define each of the coordinates of the center of mass. So here we can see that the position vector, now let us suppose, let us take it in this way. So we can denote the position vector of the center of mass in this way. Let us suppose this is my x axis, this is y axis, and this is my z axis, and this is my origin O. Now let us suppose there are different masses m1, m2, m3, m4, m5, mn. So these are the different particles. So how do I define this m1? The position vector of m1 will be some r1 which will be equal to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, right? That is how I define the position vector of each of these masses. Now let us suppose that my center of mass lies at this point. So how do you define the position vector of the center of mass? So the position vector of center of mass will be given by these coordinates, that is x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. Right? This is how we define the position vector of the center of mass, or we can say that this r is equal to, now looking at these three expressions, we can say r can be written as summation of mi divided by capital M, because if we can write x as summation of mi xi, y as summation of mi yi, so we can write r as summation of mi ri divided by capital M. Right? So this is how we define the center of mass of a system of particles. Right? So now you are clear that how do we determine the center of mass of a system of particles or of a rigid body? Okay. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.